Good evening, and thank you to everyone who helped us fill this room tonight. My name is Adika Poindexter. Wait, can y'all hear me? Oh no, hold on. I bet you can now. All right, so thank you everyone for being here. My name is Adika Poindexter, and I'm Executive Director of the Nebraska Writers Collective. It's nice to see you all. A lot of wonderful things really had to align for us to be able to do this tonight. So I'm really happy for every moment that brought us together, no matter what capacity you're here as, if you're a supporter of poetry, if you're a supporter of our organization, if you're a friend we randomly met who came in to support us, all of it matters tonight. I'm a crier, so before we get started, I'm going to have someone else host so you don't have to witness all of that. So let me bring up the wonderful, one-of-a-kind Nebraska State poet, Jewel Rogers, to kick things off.
Well, hello. Well, thank you for joining us in this brand new library. Hello, thank you. Now, before I get too far, I'm going to let you know right now this is going to be very fun, okay? We're going to have a good time, okay? This is not going to be one of those events where we sit quietly and we nod and we do our little claps, okay? And so to educate you on some ways that you can respond, I'm going to go through that now, and then when you hear something you love, you'll know what to do. You'll do a little bit more than just the... So here's some things you can do. You can snap. Can I hear some snaps, please? You can make some yummy noises. You can laugh. Ha 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 ha. You can even start yelling various phrases, one of them being, okay, poet. Okay, poet. All right, so now when you hear something you like, do whatever it is, what will you do? Come on, let me hear something. Okay, exactly, that's what we love to hear. Now, I will start with my announcements on this paper here. First and foremost, this is an event born of the partnership between the Nebraska Writers Collective and Urban Word. If you do not know what the Nebraska Writers Collective is, which would be odd, but it's okay. The Nebraska Writers Collective was founded in 2008 as a 501c3 nonprofit with regional reach. Their relationships are their superpower. The community is comprised of poets, fiction writers, memoirists, fantasy writers, rappers, producers, lyricists, playwrights, and more. Of course, there's always more. These artists are of all disciplines, and they all mentor young writers, incarcerated writers, and writers in our larger community, empowering each other to be their most honest self. Okay, so that's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with the Nebraska Writers Collective. Can I get a round of applause? Now, what about Urban Word? If you don't know what Urban Word is, that would be odd, but that's okay. Okay, the Urban Word, well, through their transformative power of the written and spoken word. Urban Word provides young, creative voices, often those that are marginalized, the tools, the training, and the platforms to rewrite the narrative that shape their lives and their communities. They are one of the oldest and most comprehensive youth literary arts organizations in the United States. Urban Word and its national community of poets, activists, and educators have built and continues to lead the youth spoken word movement. Can I get a round of applause? And so what are we doing here today? Well, we are going to find out who the next National Youth Poet Laureate will be. Now, it's important that we thank Urban Word for this possibility because they are the ones who originated the Youth Poet Laureate program. Now, see, the National Youth Poet Laureate program celebrates our nation's top youth poets who are committed to artistic excellence, civic engagement, and social impact. Now, for those of you who need to know a little bit more about what a youth poet laureate is, if you don't know, that would be odd, but that's okay. A youth poet laureate is a young writer, typically ages 13 to 19, recognized for combining artistic excellence in poetry or spoken word with leadership, civic engagement, and social justice. Founded by Urban Word, these poets serve as ambassadors, utilizing their platform to inspire change and engage in community discourse. Give it up. So now that you know all the things, We are going to open up the night with a poem by our 2026 Nebraska Youth Poet Laureate, Stephanie. And Stephanie, I'm going to provide a little bit of bio because we got to know what we're working with, okay? All right. So Stephanie is a senior at Benson High School whose poetry explores identity, faith, and the lived experience of immigrant and refugee families. In 2023 and 2024, she received several poetry awards, including second place in the Living the Dream competition in consecutive years and having one of her pieces adapted into a song through Opera Omaha's Poetry and Music Project. Her work has been published in her school's literary magazine and in the All Rights Preserved anthology. There's so much more, of course, there's always more. But in the name of time, we will now be welcoming to the stage Stephanie Orellana Gomez.
Hello. Oh, that's not. Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Orellana Gomez, and it's really an honor to be here. The poem I chose tonight, the title is Salvadoran and Refugee, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. It's a really personal piece, and I will say my favorite one. Do you understand the meaning of refugee? We are names on a list, like missing children. A force like fire that had to keep moving, the ones who refused to become victims. Imagine having to disappear for years, to play hide and seek with your executioner. Imagine that your life was never truly yours, and any proof of your identity must be burned. We are forced to leave, to abandon at the airport memories and laughs. We always look back at the footprints on the dirt, and the last photograph printed like souvenirs. We found a home away from home, because the world showed no mercy. An existence as ephemeral as sea foam, to say goodbye is never easy. I am that child, the one who used to sell fruits by the street. We grow up learning not to cry, because our lives can end in one heartbeat. Refugee is not a simple label. I am the result of forbidden dreams. I am still the girl that played until sunset, deep inside, the one that lived innocently. I am Salvadoran and a refugee, two scarred identities. I not only left family, food, or a homeland, I left the girl that I used to be. Thank you.
Absolutely wonderful. One more time, that was Stephanie Orellana Gomez. Now we are going to bring Michael Sorelli to the stage, the founder of the National Youth Poet Laureate Program. But first, you must know who you're dealing with. Michael, the founder of the National Youth Poet Laureate Program, a leading literary arts program for young writers in America, has led Urban Word for over 2 decades. Recognized as the top thought leader in the nonprofit sector, he has received honors from the Ford Foundation and the Union Square Arts, and was celebrated by Michelle Obama at the White House, its giving official. His impactful work has been featured on CNN and in major news outlets such as the New York Times, the Washington Post, and The Nation. And as you come up to the mic, I would like us all on 3 to say thank you, because you created this wonderful frame. So on 3, 1, 2, 3, thank you!
Wow, thank you, Jewel. It's hard to speak after you because you illuminate the room. But thank you all for being here. This is just an incredible, historic event. This is actually the 10th National Youth Poet Laureate Commencement. So tonight we're naming the 10th. So the program's been around since 2008, and it was just a program that really grew organically through small cities, large cities, rural areas, and counties. And then eventually we got to the point where we were able to matriculate this title into a national winner. So tonight is really historic because you might have heard of the first national winner. I don't know if anyone has heard of her. She's a little known poet named Amanda Gorman. So she did some amazing things as a writer and elevated our field. But to give you a little background of sort of how we get to a point of selecting a Youth Poet Laureate, we heard a little bit about it, but these, I really can't say enough, these are literally poets that not only will blow your minds with their poetry and artistic excellence, but the other pillar that holds this whole operation up is their commitment to social engagement, community and civic engagement, social justice, and being change makers. So you can't just be a great poet, you can't come up here and read the best 3-minute poem. You have to have done other things, and that was really the vision for why we started the program. We really started with this dream of, what if we could take these poets that had traditionally had access to coffee shops and slam venues and put them in places of importance. And we're in one right now. I mean, we're in this multi-million-dollar complex, a platform, again, for poets to be heard. So as much as this is a contest, in a lot of ways, this is a platform. We're really elevating the field of American poetry by what these young poets that you'll hear tonight are doing. So that's why it's an honor to be here. But we can't have this without these platforms happening regionally. So the work of the Nebraska Writers Collective is one of the leading organizations that really celebrates the platform for young writers and takes it to another level. I mean, I've seen youth writing programs all over the country, and this is literally probably one of the top 2, 3, 4, maybe number 1. I have no idea. It's hard to choose who's the best. But this is a meticulous operation run with joy, professionalism, and people with a lot of heart. So give it up for Zadika and the entire team. So the poets tonight have already been judged. The judges were having such a hard time picking the winner that we didn't even get to make their plaques and awards because we literally were getting scores in 2 days ago. So just enjoy the poetry. You'll get to see that and be wowed by that. What you won't get to see is these 25-page CVs that talk about all the things that they've done before they're 19 years old, which will blow your mind because I'm 50 years old and I haven't done half the things that they've done. You won't get to see their essays. You won't get to see all the writing awards that they've won, international acclaim, getting published in places like Poetry Magazine as a 17-year-old. Again, one of my bucket list items that I haven't checked off, but some of these poets have. To give you a little kind of history of the program, we started as a program out of just New York City, where everybody's house. Again, with that vision of, what if we could take poets out of the Nuyorican and put them at City Hall? And there's a certain type of poet that is poised enough to handle that type of platform. So we launched in 2008, the first New York City Youth Poet Laureate, and the first Youth Poet Laureate anywhere. Her name is Zora Howard. A few years ago, she was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize in Dramaturgy. Then, just 6 short years later, when we had an incoming mayor in New York City, his name was Bill de Blasio, they had reached out to us and they said, you know what? We want to have the Youth Poet Laureate at the time, her name was Ramya Ramana, read at our inauguration. So it was like we had achieved our goal so quickly that we didn't even know what to do. We're sitting there at City Hall, it's January 1st, and it's Ramya Ramana, Bill Clinton, and Harry Belafonte, rest in peace. And guess who stole the show? Ramya Ramana. So what we thought was the culmination of our work and kind of the achievement of our vision and our goal was really just the next day the articles came out from the New York Times, Democracy Now!, articles written in India because she was Indian American. And basically what happened was all of the organizations that we were friends with, because we're all part of this movement of youth poetry organizations, they started reaching out and they were like, hey, how can we have a Youth Poet Laureate program? So slowly we kind of went back to the drawing board and said, how can we create a rubric that honors and celebrates these values that this program was founded on in New York City and bring it to other places? And from there, it just rolled like a snowball down a hill. And, you know, we went from having 12 programs to 25 programs to 50 programs. When we got to about 35 or so programs, it was the end of the Obama term, and Michelle Obama was bringing a lot of groups into the White House to honor them before they were, after their 8 years. And they called us up and they said, you know, we love the program. We'd love to bring some poets to the White House. Do you have like finalists? Do you have a national winner? And we didn't. But of course, I said, yes, of course we have finalists, you know, and they'll be right there. So we went to DC with our first group of 4 finalists, Amanda Gorman being one of them. The rest is history. A few months later, she was named the first National Youth Poet Laureate. And from then, we've had just so many opportunities. We've been back to the White House 4 times. I like to tell people, you know, Amanda Gorman is an incredible, one-of-a-kind poet, but she also is not one-of-a-kind. We have so many different versions of her and different people that represent this platform on a level just as great as her. So it's just an amazing opportunity to see these poets time and time again. Lastly, I'll just end that our initiative for the past few years is to have state youth poet laureates, because the way that the program works now is that traditionally these live in cities all over the country, and what happens is that you can't apply to be a regional finalist or a national finalist unless you have a youth poet laureate program in your town, unless you're a youth poet laureate. So we started this movement in the last 2 years to have state youth poet laureates. But actually, for many, many years, I mean, how long has it been in Nebraska? For 10 years, almost? So Nebraska was actually the first. They like kind of beat us to the whole thing. They're like, you know what? We can do the whole state. And as you can see, they do it with such professionalism and poise and excellence. So they inspired this movement of us wanting to have statewide youth poet laureates. So you'll hear from a couple of those tonight as well. So with that said, are you ready to hear some poetry? Awesome. I'm going to properly bring back our host, because there's a bio. It's very long. I edited it. Jewel Rogers is the 2025 to 2029 Nebraska State Poet. So she's got that locked for many years. I think we should extend it to like 2036, you know, just test the waters out. A 2025 Academy of American Poets Fellowship recipient, a 2025 Aries Fellow, a 3-time Omaha Entertainment and Arts Award nominee for Best Performance Poet, and a 3-time TEDx speaker. She is a nationally touring interdisciplinary performer and spatial practitioner. Jewel merges art, storytelling, and placemaking to inspire and connect audiences across the U.S. and beyond. And she's going to take us through this evening. Please give it up for Jewel Rogers.
Now, there's one thing that I forgot when I was telling you about all the different ways to react, okay? Because there are some things that happen when we're setting up the stage, or we're trying to fiddle with our notes, or we're doing whatever it is, and there's that brief pause, all right? And so as audience members, as wonderful, gracious, kind audience members, of course you are, there is one thing that you can do in that silence that helps support the person on the stage, and that's this right here, all right? So if the opportunity comes throughout this evening to support whoever's on stage with this, do that, all right? Good to go? We got it? Okay, great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring all finalists to the stage for a group piece. Now, bios are in order so you can know who you're dealing with, but I'm actually going to introduce those on the tail end, okay? So right now, just please enjoy their work.
Okay, nice to meet you all. This is our group piece, All in the Plate. Once upon a time, we had Dambao and Mohiga for days, or Hito and Tanyan. Once upon a time, my Ama's cooking was the only prayer we needed. Once upon a time, this offering plate had never been empty. Once upon a time, there was a painted over house in Westlake, and once upon a time, I still hadn't grown up. Can I tell you then about the late nights and early mornings, the Safeway dinners, and the weekends spent babysitting? Would you listen if I told you about Myanmar, about this new American life, about anything at all?
And so tell me about the women, how they ate light in fistfuls, their hearts spinning like prayer wheels, spinning sari, spinning daughters out of thread. They were revolutionaries. Yes, they were laborers, merchants, they were victims, war-torn. They were beautiful. Yes, they were beautiful girls, all lined up neatly on a plate. One is told by her mother, eat before you pray. So 16 risen angels are impaled by 16 girl-shaped prayers. In this country, she says, if you don't have a God to pray to, you'll lose your mind. And so a deity cries into a stew like a curry leaf, thrashing until there is no more flesh.
There's no one left to show me. I ask her, teach my fingers Oji like my mom was taught, to split its 4 white tongues, each a prayer wrapped in palm leaves, and let my hand smell of it the way she did, when she danced and whistled and flung her age away, like the paste of locust beans and the flour which became bread, which became us.
Birthed from the roots of green fields, we blew through typhoons. Submerged in the rain cries, but water is our life in the floods. So we sprung back up, sinking our roots only deeper into wet soils. Like when my nana's trunk fell askew, so
To plant the seed
from which I sprouted.
I had been born a prayer, all of us. We were prayers before we were called beautiful. Beautiful, my mother says, when I make her signature veneer dish, soft, wet cubes floating to the top. I took out the prayers from the chicken like wishbones, held the 2 clavicles like they were someone's I had loved.
I learned to love from my lolas, who labored in rice paddies till their brown feet pooled in blisters. I remember the grasp of her small hands pulling me at the wrist as she showed me the labor of our love. Every seed we planted in the moist of the soil bloomed into the gardens of our stomachs. But there were times where the gardens I nourished did not want me, and time again I was told my seeds were not meant for their soil, and I could no longer remember my Lola's voice. No familiar tongues were sung, just whispers of the voices that breathed into the hums of our memories.
When I was 8, I kept trying to have conversations after abandonment. When I didn't have much to offer, but my twisted tongue, my language is mixing up in my head. And all the memories of a life that didn't belong to me. Believe me, I gave what I could. Today, I can give you my language, flighty and incomplete, and still so alive. When it leaves from the plate, we shouldn't try to catch it at all.
Here, let me feed you some, and blow before you eat because it just might burn your tongue. Let me tell you all the ways grammar can get stuck in your gums, where syllables slip like eels, conjugations crack open like wet bivalves hungry for the sun. Let's hope that when the light submerges our bodies, we'll still be breathing. Let's hope you don't retch these graphemes so I don't have to lap them up like a stray dog. Let me tell you
Language doesn't taste too good when every letter is a translation. Watch my hand write each word, the word becoming a sound I've said too many times. Word, until it empties. Teach, please. My forgetful mind, the way you teach a child skittering down your throat. And do not bite down too hard, for I am white rice, laced with petrol, and nothing else.
We emerge, sweet, like my nana's warm kisses, saffrons, like the plantations of captured islands, mixing sugar with rice to dull our hunger now. We savor the sugar-laced treat of bondage, numbing the sour of our sweat, beating beneath the heat of the sun
Here, in this foreign land, rice is the grain in your cabinet.
Tucked in the shadows of woven sacks.
The dish we savor,
We want to dress our barren tongue.
rice is memory.
The staple.
Traversing through time, rivers, and valleys.
Passed on from Lola to I.
Its residues never leaving our plates.
This is my poem, my dish of repentance. My nana stands in our kitchen. For the first time I see her, small, nimble figure. Her eyes hold wells of salt sticking, hot on her skin. Countless stories of the pain, the resentment she holds in the belly of her ship, and it's because of me. No amount of soothing can heal fifth-degree burns. No amount of I love yous can take back knives of words. So we bond, fastened to each other like our tether in the womb here. I gather my offerings of hope. Kare, a dish of peanut butter sauce, oxtail, ashwete, ground brown rice, and bitter melon. My least favorite part of the dish. No matter how much I try to rid each piece of melon from my dish, the bitterness stays. Like a gentle reminder that sweet and savory only garnish the wounds we grow to love. Thank you.
Just heard from Malaya Ulan, 2026 finalist, Northeast. Next, you will hear from Rishi Janakiraman, 2026 finalist, South.
Thank you. This is my poem, Requiem. I begin with an epigraph. Our promiscuous homosexuals appear hell-bent on Satanism and suicide. That was spoken by Pat Buchanan on the AIDS crisis in 1990. 1. My love, I miss you. I fell asleep in my makeup yesterday just to look so startlingly alive in the morning. I cracked an egg yolk and watched the sunset spill onto Teflon. It feels unfaithful to find other things beautiful. I've treated absence like a warm meal, and letting myself go is the best I can do. I cupped rainwater in the mouthful and drank until my stomach hurt. My mother always said that boiling water blesses a house. So I boiled, and I boiled, and I boiled. 2. When the sterile light hits you, your underbelly will be slit open and all the light will gush inside you, everything in you at melting points. You know, all bodies are untranslatable. I'm writing to a dead man, yes, near dead, like you were ready to make love to the grim reaper's sight, to be gouged of all your sins, splayed out on the hospital bed. You were sleeping, so I curled the hooks of your hair into a new alphabet. I wanted you to wake up, to ruin it all, your jaw snapped open and paint everything splitting in two. I fashioned a verb out of the nightcloth clinging to your chest. I memorized your face again. 3. My yolks are all pooling into the night. The sun is a pomelo and I want to juice it until there's nothing but cider rivulets in my palms. You are softer in my mind. You are laughing, you are marigold-headed, and this too is a memory. In it, I'll pretend things, us, that were still real. My splintered limbs looping around your waist. Bowie on the vinyl will dance. I'll trip into your body until the old becomes the young. I'll trip into your body until every dead cell in you springs into a new life. You know, another version of this. We are still dancing. Thank you.
You just heard from Rishi Janakaraman, 2026 finalist, South. Next, you will hear from Chloe Chow, 2026 finalist, West.
Thank you. This is my poem, Ars Poetica, with Papa's 85-inch TV. We are always creatures of consequence. America can sometimes be ours. Palms murdered by the fire we carry. Even then, we set up Baba's new 85-inch TV, grand and despairing, half off at Costco. In the living room. We have been eating goldenrods, hoping to live forever. I have been hoping to paint us in light. How we run into storms, wear all red, try to get by. How we want to be constellations. But what kind of stars slam down to Earth? What kind of daughter wants to tear this 85-inch TV apart, rip the circuit boards from red and blue wire? I want something desecrate to mosaic my wanting. I want this TV to be only half 8, half ba, in Chinese, meaning only half lucky. I want to write a poem to describe it. It will say something like, we have been living in this beautiful land. Thank you.
You've just heard from Chloe Chow, 2026 finalist, West. You will now hear from Daniel Umemazie, 2026. Say it again.
You're fine.
Oh, great. Hey, shout out to me, okay? 2026 finalist, Midwest.
Thank you. That's what I skipped. I was going to say thank you earlier. Jeez. This poem is titled, In My Mind, It's All Paper Planes. In my mind, it's all paper planes, floating through the whittling gallery on a warm-palmed gust that runs down the block. Just right above the clattering of tin cans and the shimmering zinc roof, past the voices of the children we once were, itching to dance in the rain, to carry the painted scent of moist air into the houses and press it into the loud walls, and the curtains that muffled your throats into the neither drape or evening lift. Everlasting evening, what do you think when you watch the children of the block dandelion away to the intricate thump of soccer balls on feet? Moon-shaped holes in our glinting teeth, our salted skin, and all our paper-thin littleness hid within the largeness of our foot-scuffed world. with sand freckling our salty faces as we ran home with limos tearing away, one celebration at a time, all while she seduced the melon from its seed. Her hands unhurried as the evening itself, everlasting evening, where have you gone? To the candlelit shop of the hairdresser, have you gone? To the moon laid flat on the roof, have you gone? To my whittling gallery, do not let me go. Oh, chalk and cold as the Hamilton winds, whisk me and my plane instead to the broil of night markets, where the night is young and deep and full with the little secrets of market women. Let gusts warm and slick skitter in the sky as our voices did, past all the mango orange-lit doorways, past the wet street and the tin pan roofs, past everything we all wear, while the night sheds its little secrets into my good night.
Zie, 2026 finalist, Midwest. And now I'm going to welcome our 2025 Nebraska Youth Poet Laureate, Victoria Bogatz, to read the National Poetry Month proclamation from Omaha Mayor John Ewing. But first, you must know who you're dealing with. Victoria Bogatz is Nebraska's 5th Youth Laureate. Victoria is a writer, runner, and climate activist based in Bellevue, Nebraska. She currently serves she was serving as the Youth Poet Laureate and co-editor-in-chief of her school newspaper. Passionate about sustainability and storytelling, Victoria spends her time leading the Green Initiative, competing in speech and track and proving that poetry is for everyone. Her first published collection of poetry, This Is Not the End, will be available this summer. Please welcome to the stage Victoria Bogatz.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria and I will be reading the National Poetry Month proclamation from Omaha Mayor John Ewing. Whereas poetry is a lasting and vital art form that captures the depth of the human experience, offering a unique window into the hearts, minds, and diverse cultures of people throughout history. And whereas the power of the written and spoken word has the ability to inspire, comfort, and challenge us, fostering empathy and understanding across all boundaries. And whereas poetry serves as a cornerstone of literacy, encouraging creative expression, critical thinking, and lifelong love of language in citizens of all ages. And whereas our community is home to a vibrant community of poets, writers, and educators who contribute to our cultural landscape and remind us of the beauty found everywhere. And whereas National Poetry Month is an opportunity to celebrate the vitality of poets and the transformative impact that poetry has on our personal lives and collective identity. Now therefore, I, John W. Ewing Jr., or in my case, Victoria Bogatz, do hereby proclaim April 2026 National Poetry Month, encouraging all residents to explore the world of poetry, attend local readings, and support our libraries and bookstores. Thank you.
Now there's one thing I need us to do as a group right now, okay? Well, Victoria is about to go study at Columbia University in the fall. So I feel like we must wish her, luck. We must say, good luck, Victoria. Okay, so on 3, can we do that? Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Good luck, Victoria. Fantastic. Now, don't forget, if you want to
access more of her work. Her book, This Is Not the End, will be published by the Nebraska Writers Collective Press in the fall of 2026, Next, we have a video address from our outgoing National Youth Poet Laureate, Evan Wang. Now, we must know who we're dealing with. So, first I will tell you. Now, Evan was the 9th National Youth Poet Laureate of the United States and author of Slow Burn, Northwestern University Press, 2026. He is the youngest winner of the Drinking Gourd Chapbook Poetry Prize and a GLAD 20 Under 20 honoree. His work appears in Poetry Magazine, the Kenyon Review, Waxwing, the Harvard Advocate, and elsewhere. He has been featured at and recognized by the White House, the United Nations, the Academy of American Poets, Teen Vogue, the Smithsonian Institution, and Google DeepMind. Please. Evan is a student right now at Harvard College. Now, you can go ahead and play that video.
Hi, everyone. This is Evan Wang, the 9th National Youth Poet Laureate of the United States and author of Slow Burn. When you are watching this video, I will be at Slow Burn's book launch hosted by the Mayor's Office of Arts and Culture in Boston, so unfortunately, I will not be able to join you all in person in Omaha. Still, I am sending so much love and poetry across the nation to you all. Having gone through the finalist process, I understand the amount of energy and attention our wonderful National Youth Poet Laureate finalists have given to this event. Regardless of the results, I want to congratulate every one of our young poets. Please keep making art. Tallying all of my previous positions, I have been with the Youth Poet Laureate program for over 3 years. I still remember the moment I was bestowed the national title, and just like that, my journey is ending. Yet my journey also continues. I'm incredibly excited to pass the torch and celebrate the next National Youth Poet Laureate. To whoever that is, the position is by no means easy. With all that is occurring in the world, not much of our living is easy. As such, you must be daring enough to dream. You must hold the title with so much bravado because young writers are looking up to you. From the pages of Teen Vogue to London, I whispered to myself one night, I have written myself into significance. What a beautiful thing. So write yourself into significance. With that, I will read a final poem as the National Youth Poet Laureate. The Whale. Hi, everyone. This is Evan Wang, the 9th National Youth Poet Laureate of the United States and author of Slow Burn. When you are watching this video, I will be at Slow Burn's book launch hosted by He drove a calloused harpoon through your make-believe blubber. Listen, in our lives, there is always a man to be hated. In mine, it will never be your turn. I know this because you know me. I am a boy, and I don't know if I'm yet evil. Stay far away enough to, close enough to see me standing below in a street at midnight, head cocked up, admiring an unruined animal, pretending to be human. You can hide in this. Here, I can blame my whole world on you. Here is love, and it's not an ocean. Here is a piece of me that will do no harm. Hi. Hi, everyone.
hear from each finalist one more time. And this time you will also be receiving the exciting read of their bios. First, we will be welcoming back Midwest finalist Daniel Umemezie, a Nigerian-American poet whose work explores cultural inheritance and displacement using bodily transformation as both metaphor and form. His poetry develops a realm between interior experience and external reality. He has appeared in the North American Review, Scholastic, Magpie Journal, and many more. He is forthcoming in the Polyphony Lit, and he has been recognized as the Iowa Student Poetry Ambassador, the Kenyan Young Writers Program, the Iowa Poetry Association, Humanities Iowa, and others. Daniel positions cultural specificity as formal resistance, creating what he describes as architecture of consciousness. Let us please welcome Daniel Umemezie back to the stage.
Thank you. This poem is titled Two Nigerias. I come from two Nigerias. A Nigeria where words are rained on ding tongues and laughter rumbles barefoot down the yellow throat of traffic, its hairy chest bare and clotted with smoke. I come from a language, mouth laced with generation, so when I say the words Odemma, it is fine and it will be fine, and I am telling you that it is fine. For market women, the difference between the buyer and someone practicing being a buyer, who could read the economy of a family by the way your fingers wrapped around your wrapper. I come from afternoons where we flew kites made from old Nepa bills, certain that they would carry a saliva glue past the harmony of Danfo horns, arguing with keke horns, arguing with the hawk selling phone credits and groundnuts. I come from a Naija where jollof insisted on tasting like a victory even when victory came rationed. But I come also from a Nigeria, one where the generator's chesty cough is the most reliable sound in the neighborhood. Its 6 a.m. congregation, its burnt offering of mucus and dark, one where a cup of rice between 3 children is a science that they discuss with the sand towers. One where the madmen cry in the streets. They cry in the streets and no one knows their names. And no one watches as street preachers lay hands on potholes, but the madmen still say amen, in faith that one day God and the government might share a contractor. I come from two Nigerias, and they do not wrestle in my arms. They take turns breathing, one lung each, which is why some mornings I wake up short of air and do not know which country to ask.
You just heard from our Midwest finalist, Daniel Umemezie. Next, you will hear from Malaya Ulan, Northeast Region. Malaya served as the 2024-2025 Youth Poet Laureate of Philadelphia. Ulan is a community-based multidisciplinary poet
whose identity as a Filipino American shapes her craft. She has recently delivered a TEDx talk at TEDx Penn's 2025 conference, Volta, on poetry as activism and healing. Ulan has spoken at the United Nations headquarters during the 4th Review Conference of the Program of Action on Small Arms and Light Weapons. She is the co-founder of the performance collective Ani Malaya Works, a 2025 NEFA National Theater Project and 2022 MAP Fund awardee. Ulan's poetic documentary, Something About These Waters, was also featured in the Color Congress, Resistance and Joy National Film Festival, and the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival. Ulan hopes to continue her work, bridging communities through storytelling and poetry as the 2025 Northeast Regional Youth Poet Laureate. Please welcome Malaya to the stage.
Good evening. How are we all doing? Let me get a little second. Maybe we can give me a little of this. I'm gonna get myself situated. Okay, so as we just shared, I was the 2024-2025 Youth Poet Laureate from Philadelphia. And I recently just moved down from Philadelphia to Miami, actually. And in this new move, there's been lots of excitements, but also, if I'm going to be honest, some tensions, particularly with an experience I had with a classmate of mine, where I saw him in all his beauty, but he didn't seem to see his beauty because of a lot of self-hate that was instilled in him and indoctrination. And he began to actually perpetuate xenophobia towards our own immigrant communities. So I wrote this letter to the boy in my class. You are a melancholy love. I hope you know. I dreamt of you, softly, like seas rocking me to sleep. Jump, we'd peel back our layers like fresh rambutan. Cherish each other and all our blemishes and understand each other through blood memory, which sprouted from the same strain. You know, I kind of like this boy, but he doesn't know that. Maybe, let me write him a letter. Okay, well, to the boy in my class, I hope you know you are a melancholy love I found in a dream. I dreamt of you. Sullen buds of roses that I'd hoped you'd one day give me. Jump, we'd peel back our layers and cherish each other through blood memory, which sprouted from the same strain. You know, this boy, he's not listening to me. All right, let me try again. Okay, let's switch things up. All right, well, To the boy in my class, I hope you know, I dreamt of you beneath weeping willows of a melancholy song, each cry of its branches colliding like wind chimes, swaying, sturdy. In the breeze, each rustle of a tender leaf, a note from melody that is your voice. Wait a minute. All right. Give me a second, y'all. Okay. This boy's really not listening to me. Okay. Let me send him a text. To the boy in my class, I hope you know each crevice of your face, the contour of your nose, the slits of your eyes, and the brown of your skin is as beautiful as the valleys in which your abuelas planted seeds for you to follow back home. Beautiful as the Pochasqui pyramids, foundations as sacred as your lineage, beautiful as the feet that molded your mountains, Chimborazo y Serra Punta, and beautiful as the callous hands that shaped your soul in violent channels, escaping through the Darien Gap, weeding through jungles of the unburdened with the murmurs of children howl as if to say, you're still here, you're still here, you're still here. To the boy in my class, I hope you know the beauty of your blood emerges waters. East and west, the beauty of your eyes hold your ancestors' fantasies fondled with heavy hands and stone, kingdoms and water temples. Cherish the hues of your skin, for they hold the sun's light. Light. They tried to snuff out. To the boy in my class, I hope you know your beauty haunts you. When you call your own aliens, as if the land and the people that birthed you, I hope your beauty haunts you when you call your own criminals. But watch mass figures rip children from the embrace of their nest because somewhere a child weeps for her parents. A mother cuffed on the ice-chilled pavement, a detainee turns blue from brown, and brown bodies turn into lost statistics. And I know that isn't you, but it could have been. You twist your tongue to hide your song, your mother's sun-lit lullaby, a sweet obeyed. She sang hymns of freedom to you, her little prince. But your bird song becomes but a weak croak, when you twist your mother tongue for the American dream. This isn't a love poem, but I hope you know. You are as beautiful as the hums of your abuelas, abuelos, lolas, lolos, they sing for you to listen. If you'd only let yourself remember, and maybe then thank you.
You just heard from Malaya Ulan, representing the Northeast region. You will now hear from Chloe Chow, representing the West region. Chloe Chow is a freshman at Stanford University, studying computer science and economics. She has served as the California State Youth Poet Laureate, as well as the Daly City Youth Poet Laureate and South San Francisco Youth Poet in Residence, period. Okay. She is an alum of the Iowa Young Writers Studio and Sun House Literary's Mentorship Program. As the founder and editor-in-chief of Cloudy Magazine, she has reviewed hundreds of art and writing pieces from over 25 countries, creating an accessible global platform for youth voices. In other civic spaces, Chloe has served as a senior editor at Polyphony Lit, the president of her high school district's student advisory board, a student researcher at UCSF, and a science policy intern at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. Her creative and civic work has been recognized by the U.S. House of Representatives, the California State Senate and Legislature, the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors, the Bennington Young Writers Awards, Poetry Out Loud, Just Poetry, the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, and of course, more. Please welcome to the stage, Chloe Chow.
Wait, how do I lift this up a little bit more? My bad.
everyone. Thank you so much. My name is Chloe, and this is my poem, Quantum Poem for 2048. Quantum Poem. Because today we opened a box and the cat is dead. Because I need to tell you about my devotion, tell you how I call it sacrifice, living in a world unbearable in its beauty. A summer bathed in heat, an ocean torn in half, a higher plane of existence. Because this universe is all that's left for us, let me tell you. When I returned home last night, I remember only its parts. For example, that every day I played God, and that in this city, everyone latches themselves to better and brighter burning things. Everything always in underestimation. The wind singing its way along the winded path, the dual-toned air, the static just before lightning. My dream, where I had all 4 wisdom teeth still locked into my jaw and woke with a fear so expansive I thought I could take flight. Everything always in pieces. I suppose we all want to feel worthy sometimes. We all want to get drunk off moonlight, take the cable car over the sloping hills, be the cat that lives. I know I do. I could have left last August, but didn't. I could have forgone the hand dealt to me and gotten up from the table. Instead, I placed my bets. More and more, I want to apologize for the trouble I've caused. For not being able to leave any of it behind, not even this one little life. When the world turns to ashes, there is me. And after me, still the world. One of us must write elegies about the other. So here's mine. I had endings before anything, free fall before the jump, acceptance before the grief. Even the boy I loved, at the edge of the park, I had him before his leaving. And all this time, I've been waiting, been learning to drive, been learning to walk the 5 miles home, been learning to hold my breath when the climate sharpens to fever. Another truth. In this life, love isn't it. Burmese girls should always act in rebellion. Monsoons and mid-autumn boys should exchange suicides like scatterjacks. Down the rain-slicked roads, I watched your silhouettes sway like drunken shadows. The morning hour is trembling as quietly as a graveyard. The stray dogs are beginning to howl through the night. Yet, from a distance, we're indistinguishable. We all search for places to bury ourselves, to return to earth. Less and less, I want resolution. I want instead to kill the men who wear my tongue as your armor, who hold mutiny in the softness of our language. When I steam catfish with Ama crouching on our linoleum floors, these men are animals watching us too. A cannibalistic end, like the fish, our lungs full of peninsula rot. So baptize us in cigarette smoke, christen us Buddhist American, write off our ribs as goalposts. I have no answers for you. So finally, the cat is dead. This life is all we have. Now, when I catch my reflection, I see the girl of my dreams. I tell her, this is the body I've broken into. Thank you.
You've just heard from Chloe Chow, representing the West Region. You will now hear from Rishi Janikaraman, representing the South region. Rishi is a poet, critic, and journalist whose work has appeared in the New York Times, Poetry Daily, Sontag Mag, Rust and Moth, and multiple national and international anthologies. He is the National Student Poet of the Southeast and North Carolina's inaugural Youth Poet Laureate program. And his honors include winning 7 Scholastic National Gold Medals, 3 Best of SNO Journalism distinctions, and a Foyle Young Poet of the Year award, among others. As the editor-in-chief of Polyphony Lit, he is currently using a $10,000 It Gets Better Changemakers National Grant, awarded to produce a queer youth anthology, managing an 8-person editorial team, printing 75 copies, and distributing to rural schools nationwide. It's giving leadership. He also served as the managing editor for the year-long anti-censorship blog series Love in the Time of Banned Books that has published art, criticism, and journalism in direct response to the recent rise of book bans in libraries, while his reporting on queer student safety at his school has promoted administrative action. It's giving leadership. He is most passionate about expanding access to information and literature, something he believes demands the attention of anyone making art today. Please welcome to the stage, Rishi Janikaraman.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my poem. An editor says I should add translations for the Tamil words in my poems. And she says I should add a preface, 3 sentences or so, explaining the framing device, explaining in 3 lines the story of Kali. Something like the Hindu goddess of death and destruction. She tells me I should add 2 interspaces away from the body of my poem, a brief history of the myth. To keep away, to write Kali followed by, in 2 parentheses, destroyer of evil. 2 soft, curved, parenthetical lines to enclose the phrase in my arms, like I, a poet, could hold a goddess. Like she were not already holding me by the jaw, tilting my face toward the mirror, saying, look at me, look at what you tried to make small. Kali, let me teach you how to swim in a language that keeps trying to chlorinate you. You, midnight-skinned and tongue loose, fresh from the battlefield and still glittering with the afterbirth of stars, rising out of the dark like some cinematic slow-motion entrance they would give to a white heroine with wind machines and a budget. We'll call it a resurrection. I want to see your shadow spill first, long and electric, cutting the fluorescent lights into nervous halves. I'll see you. Move through the white space of the poem like a storm crossing an open field, grasses flattening in your wake, every neat serif letter bowing its head, like the alphabet suddenly remembers who taught it how to scream. My editor would prefer you modest, a sari pinned at the shoulder, a footnote pinned at the hem. She would like to dim the lights and say to the audience, do not worry, she only destroys evil. But I have seen you, barefoot on the chest of your husband, tongue out, eyes feral with victory. Listen, you remind me of the best version of me, when all the ache I write is my own. When, after a poetry recitation, an audience member says, you write so much about your heritage, I don't just say thank you. I think you'd hate how grateful I am. I think you'd hate how even after everything, there's something in me that wants to thank everyone for hearing what I have to say, even if they don't understand it. After all, I'm just a poet, and you're a goddess. But tonight, when I see you, and I see everyone I've ever known bend toward you like green things desperate for light, when I see you spin them into submission, I'll take out my phone and start filming you, stepping through the parentheses, your hips splitting those soft curved lines like cheap bracelets, the caption reading hashtag destroyer of evil. When I arrive with you into the ocean that awaits us, the salt stinging my eyes open instead of shut, I will finally understand what you meant by destruction. This unbearable, ecstatic relief of outgrowing everything that has ever tried to hold me. Thank you.
You have just heard from Rishi Janakiraman, representing the South region. Thank you to all of the finalists for that wonderful reading. Now we are going to welcome back to the stage Ms. Zadika Poindexter, Executive Director of the Nebraska Writers Collective. But first, introductions are in order. Exactly, Felicia, I'm not talking like that. Ms. Zadika Poindexter is a North Omaha-born, multi-talented and driven professional writer and performer with a robust account management and communications history. She holds a bachelor's degree in communication from the University of Nebraska at Omaha. In her work, Zadika has built a historical record through poems and essays that draw on all 5 physical senses to connect with readers and listeners. By sharing stories of people in her community, she creates a relationship with her audience and guides them through the world as she sees it and experiences it. Throughout her 10 years of serving the Nebraska Writers Collective as a teaching artist, she has earned numerous awards and accolades, such as Omaha Entertainment and Arts Award for Best Performance Poet, period. Amplify Arts Public Impact Grant recipient, the Union for Contemporary Art Inside Outside Fellowship Prize, Nebraska Arts Council Artists in Schools recipient, and of course, so much more. Please welcome to the stage Ms. Zadika Poindexter.
All right. I told you I was going to be crying. Sorry about that. To our community of poets and to our honored guests, thank you so much for being here. We're gathering for gratitude and celebration. Poetry continues to thrive in Nebraska because of people like you. Whether you're in this room or watching online, thank you. It's for all of those who read, write, listen, teach, and encourage and believe in the power of words. From the generations of Nebraska poets who paved the way to the vibrant energy of the slams and classrooms across the state today, we are a living, breathing literary tradition. Revel in that. And to host this celebration in the newly opened Omaha Central Library is a huge honor. This is the first time this commencement has been held in the Midwest, and we are proud to welcome the nation to Omaha. It is only fitting that we close out National Library Week, themed Find Your Joy in a space where stories are discovered and young people first learn that their voices matter. Thank you to the library team for opening the doors of this gorgeous facility for us. An evening like this takes a lot of help. Trust me. My deepest thanks go to Urban Word NYC for trusting the Nebraska Writers Collective to host this event and for building a platform where youth voices are championed. And to our sponsors, baby, you are the bedrock of our ability to serve. So let me talk to you a little bit first about our first sponsor, Millwork Commons. Please give them a hand clap. Also, the Hyder Family Foundation. Humanities Nebraska, who sponsored the community days that all the youth finalists went on yesterday. The Nebraska Cultural Endowment. The Logier Foundation. Ali Pointer Macchiato Architecture. Dundee Bank, Book Loop, Ex Officio Press, and the House of Ba Foundation. I want to recognize everybody who helped get us on this stage tonight. Thank you to our board and event steering committees for all the work you did to make sure that I knew what I was doing when I asked all these folks to come to Omaha tonight. Thank you to our program director, Kara Warner, who is not afraid to tell me to go sit down somewhere. Thank you to Jessica Navarrete, who is the newest member of our executive team and has been an amazing addition. Thank you to event coordinator Sam Nichols, who you've seen running around this room and is also a stellar poet and a very welcome part of our community. Thank you to the video photography teams. Thank you to Eric for holding down the musical landscape. Most of all, thank you, finalists. Thank you for being open and amazing throughout this entire process. Tonight belongs to you. It's about young artists whose words remind us what courage and leadership look like. Thank you for trusting us with your brilliance. On a personal note, I have to thank community, friends, and family who heard that we were planning tonight and shared the good word far and wide. We filled this room up tonight, and I'm standing here because poetry and poets have saved my life time and time again, so thank you. Finally, thank you to every person in this room and every person watching online. Spoken word is a powerful, breathing thing. It connects us on a level deeper than anything you could imagine. Your energy, your time, your attention, make sure that it shines light so bright that no one can deny that arts are a necessary part of all of our lives. If you would like to know more about the work we do, we can be found at indywriters.com. But more importantly, as you listen tonight, I hope you feel connection that brought us together. I hope you find joy in all these voices and all these stories, and the reminder that the future is not just coming. It's speaking to us right now. Thank you.
One more round of applause for Ms. Anika Poindexter. Now, let's welcome back to the stage the founder of the National Youth Poet Laureate Program, Michael Sorelli.
We are almost there, y'all. Thanks for bearing with us, but we do have some housekeeping to do. I have a few thank yous which I'll save, but right now there are literally hundreds and hundreds of youth poets that are watching this stream because we intentionally hold off on announcing our state winners until tonight. So we're announcing them live. You already know your Nebraska winner, so congratulations to you. You were phenomenal. All of the Youth Poet Laureates in the program, I failed to mention, them and the runners-up, they get to enter into these incredible workshops in partnership with the Academy of American Poets every 2 weeks. and they're led by Poet Laureate Fellows. So they're led by the adult counterparts in this workshop community. Every 2 weeks, you have 50, 75, 80 plus poets showing up to these workshops. It's phenomenal. And these next poets, so bear with me. I think next year we're gonna have to have a ticker tape because I'm gonna read off 12 states right now. So bear with me, but it's important to these young people, and that's why we do this. So the New York State Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by the Teachers and Writers Collaborative, because I always have to mention the partner organization because they're the heart and soul of how we do what we do. The runners-up are Adelaide Senaliski and Arna Tyagi, and the New York State Youth Poet Laureate is Hannah Sai. Hold the applause till the end. The California Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by a dozen partners across the state of California. We have 2 runners-up, Emily Chamichayan and Rebecca Kai, and the new California Youth Poet Laureate is Isabel Shen. The Kentucky Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by the Gateway Regional Arts Center. Their runners-up are Tony Robinson, Glory Joshi, and the new Kentucky Youth Poet Laureate is Madeline Din. The North Carolina Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by Davidson College and supported by longtime poet laureate there, Jackie Shelton. The runners-up there are Cecilia Chen and Alice Traylor, and the new North Carolina Youth Poet Laureate. This is your last night as the North Carolina Youth Poet Laureate, Rishi. We're giving it over to Kenna Zhang. The Tennessee Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by Southern Word. Their runners-up are Nia Thompson and Astriti Bhuti, and the new Tennessee Youth Poet Laureate is Lottie Cardwell. The Virginia Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by Teens with a Purpose. Their runners-up are Hari Bell, Kira Brown, and Aisha Parake, and their new State of Virginia Youth Poet Laureate is Tris Meager. The Vermont Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by Sundog Poetry. Their runners-up are Evie Tower Price and Miriam Abina Diallo, and the Vermont Youth Poet Laureate is Marcus Burns. The Maryland, I'm almost there, y'all. The Maryland Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by Words, Beats, and Life. Their runners-up are Sosena Ardain, Aldrin Badiola, and the new Maryland Youth Poet Laureate is Beamlock Tedesi. The Connecticut Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by The Word and the Connecticut Humanities Council. Their runners-up are Madison Miolo and Henry Mead, and the new Connecticut winner is Grace Yoon. Mississippi, first time to the program, a new state this year, is run by Friendly City Books and Poet Laureate Ann Fisher-Worth. Their runners-up are Sasha Harvey, Savannah Macy, and their new Youth Poet Laureate, first time ever, is Nadia Wright. The Hawaii Youth Poet Laureate Program is run by Archive for Health, Arts, and Spirit. They have runners-up of Moss Kwan and Miranda Yap, and their new Youth Poet Laureate in the state of Hawaii is Safa Ahmed. And lastly, the Minnesota Youth Poet Laureate Program, which actually had legislation passed to memorialize this title through the Senate. So I actually spoke to the Minnesota Senate about the power and value of Youth Poet Laureate programs, and they gave the Humanities Council the green light to run this program. They've been phenomenal partners. Their runners-up are Knox Fredrickson and Sophia Rivera, and the first ever Minnesota Youth Poet Laureate is Sienna Lee. So give it up for these poets. Okay, we're at the end. A few thank yous, of course. The Nebraska Writers Collective, I said it before and I'll say it again, is really the ultimate organization doing this work. They have over 40 teaching artists. You all know and love them, and that's why you're here. But, you know, we cry because, you know, we do the work that we love, and that's the thanks enough. But we don't get a lot of thank you. So thank you, Zadika. Thank you, Kara. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for the whole team that puts on this work day in and day out to make your community a better place because you celebrate and elevate youth voice. I want to give it up to Riley. I don't know if you know Riley. She's a teaching artist here. So every year when we convene our finalists, we have them meet online on Zoom, and you need a really dynamic person to coach them and be their teaching artist and be their mentor. Riley was that person. Riley also helped facilitate the writing of that group poem. So Riley, thank you so much. Of course, our stellar host, the North Star for Poetry in the state of Nebraska, Jewel Rogers, who was the state poet until 2036. You heard it here first. And Omaha Public Library. We also have partners that flew in. So these finalists are from different places, Philadelphia, Daly City, North Carolina, and who am I missing? Oh, Cedar Valley. So Cedar Valley is this is the first time that they've had a Youth Poet Laureate program this year, and they only happen to have a national finalist in Daniel. So give it up for them. Give it up to the Daly City Public Library Associates folks that flew out. Thankful to the family of the poets that flew out from Philly, from North Carolina, and from Daly City. So thank you, moms, dads, caregivers. You did a great job. What can I say? And last but not least, our major national partners are the Academy of American Poets. And I also want to thank the Poetry Foundation that's been providing support for this program for many years. And Chris from the Poetry Foundation also flew out from Chicago to be here with us today. So thank you to Chris. Next year, we're going to host this event because they started this amazing trend, which they should just do every year because I don't want to leave. But next year, we're doing this event in partnership with the Witter Bynner Foundation in the beautiful city of Santa Fe, New Mexico. And then the year after that, it just happens to be the 20th anniversary of the Nebraska Writers Collective. So we're coming back here in 2028 to do it here again. Urban Word staff who are watching at home, our board chair, Erica Diza, our executive director, Mel Gibson, our program director, Ebony, Janine, Glow, Kat, thank you all for doing this work, letting me do what I love after being the ED for like over 15 years. It's nice to just focus on this. I'm very lucky. And last but not least, we have this incredible person who works behind the scene day in and day out on this program, and she's going to do us the honors of announcing the winners. So just assume that all of their CVs are identically mind-blowing. So let's just assume that. You just got to see their poetry, so how do we pick a winner? It's like literally impossible. So just show them lots of love. This is sort of like, a title that, helps us propel the platform. And really the platform for us is about elevating and celebrating youth voice. So whoever wins tonight, they're all winners. But our program manager, our national program manager, Cassandra Quaison, has the tough task of coming up here and announcing the runner-up and the next National Youth Poet Laureate. And first off, I want to bring all the poets on stage to get some love with Cassandra. Thank you very much. This is it.
Okay. Can we get another round of applause for all of our Youth Poets Laureate here and around the country? So my name is Cassandra, and I have the absolute privilege of managing the National Youth Poet Laureate program. I get to work day in and day out with all of these incredible poets that you see up here on the stage behind. I work with them, I'm supposed to teach them, but mostly I learn from them. So because we've already had and heard so many beautiful words up here on stage today, luckily I get to cut right to the chase. So I'll start by announcing the runner-up. The first runner-up of the 2026 National Youth Poet Laureate competition is, can I get a little drum roll, please? Malaya Ulan. Congratulations, Malaya, you deserve it. Okay, so as Michael has already said, how do you pick a poet with all these incredible poets who are all winners up here tonight? But we had to. So without further ado, it is my absolute privilege to announce the 10th National Youth Poet Laureate of the United States. Another drum roll. Is Daniel Umamezi. Congratulations, Daniel. Okay, that concludes our show.
Oh,
Or-
just in case, come on, just in case. As MC, I'm making an executive decision. Do you have anything you would like to say?
I'm gonna try to give a speech, but that's always gonna be an attempt. I am so eternally grateful for this opportunity to be here. I mean, what? Thank you so much, you guys. It's an amazing opportunity to be here. I've said that once, wow. I love Urban Word, I love the community, I love what they do. I got to be part of the Nebraska Writers Collective program, and I talked to Zadika, and it's been amazing. The food was great, you were right. Thank you to the chef, I don't know where she is. It was great. Thank you to the DJ, loved your song choices. Music was great. I got to dance for the first time in a while. It was great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Riley. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Cassandra. And oh my God, all my lovely friends and finalists. I am so eternally grateful to you all for the opportunities you've given me, for the love and the stories we've shared, for the memories that I will sear into my head. It's been an honor. Thank you, Cassandra, for everything you do for this program. I am eternally grateful. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad, watching back home. I love you all. Thank you, Josh. Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much.